Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to have all of you here. My name is Joseph. I'm representing the Youth Peace Ambassador for Indonesia Counterterrorism National Agency, or we usually call it BNPT or BNPT. So this is we try to sum up what we have already done in this last weeks, in the last couple of weeks, in this last several days, and this is the Asia-Africa Youth Declaration on Digital Safety and Human Rights. This is what we give birth to from our dialogues, from our activities, and it's important to be noted that this is a cross-country, cross-cultural dialogues and activities, and from these activities, we, the delegates, comes from various countries, mainly Asia and Africa. There is Burundi, there is Democratic Republic of Congo, Indonesia, myself and some of my friends, Iraq, Kenya, Nigeria, Habila, and the Philippines, represented by FAM. And we are gathered in Indonesia, in 3 cities of Indonesia, Jakarta, Yogyakarta, Bandung, and Yogyakarta, since 7 to 17 September 2025. And it's a program under the Global Joint Initiative for Strategic Religious Action, or we can call it GISRA Consortium, supported by Mensen met een Missie from Netherlands, with the theme, as you can see, connecting youth and creative media to address online radicalization, polarization, and violent extremism, and to promote freedom of religion or belief. I want to highlight that this cross-country learning action programs inspires and connects youth to engage on different issues, a lot of issues, including digital safety, human rights, and peace education, with the aim of learning, connecting, engaging, and generating support to promote freedom of religion or belief. And through these activities, what we do first is to acknowledging the context, the issues that's been going on within our communities, within our countries. And we note several issues that's been going on regarding polarization and violent extremism, mainly in the digital ecosystem. So the first issues that we have been taken note of is about the polarization, low digital literacy, and security. These issues, including technologically facilitated gender-based violence, require both systematic reforms. It can be regulation, infrastructure, and governance, and it also needs grassroots engagement, including literacy, storytelling, youth inclusion. Digital spaces are increasingly central to civic life, but also fertile ground for polarization, extremism, and right violations. And the second, there is 5 issues that we acknowledge. The second one is online radicalization and exploitation. It remains a pressing threat. Extremist groups exploit AI, social media, and even online games for recruitment and propaganda, while harmful content such as child pornography circulates unchecked. Also, we notice hate speech and divisive narrative thrive on platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, deepening mistrust across ethnic, political, and religious lines, often targeting minorities. The third issue is digital safety and security organizations which working on freedom of religion or belief and human rights are increasingly exposed to online attacks, hate speech, and cyber threats. These challenges are not only about damaging their reputations, but also disrupt the advocacy. They also place disadvantages communities at greater risk and create fear that discourage people from speaking out. The fourth one is weakness on cyber laws and irresponsibility regarding the use of artificial intelligence, or we may call it AI. AI-generated content rapidly produced by certain entities is being weaponized to overwhelm and silence the opposition party. This content often stigmatizes opponents, making effective rebuttal impossible. Current international laws, there are already international laws and content moderation programs, but it is still insufficient to prevent selfish providers from disseminating misinformation without accountability. And the last one, and we agree that this is the most important one, is the rooted issues, the main issues that may generate those four previous issues, which is access and inequality. So our dialogue lead to recognizing that issues of religion and identity are often not the root cause of conflict, but rather the outcome of more fundamental challenges such as poverty, inequality, lack of access, and vulnerability. These underlying problems do not exist in a vacuum. They have context, and they are frequently politicized, giving rise to secondary conflicts framed in the conflict of identity. So for this reason, efforts to prevent and counter violent extremism must begin since the root cause. It is to nurture a society that is just and inclusive, where economic opportunity, equal protection under the law, and cultural belonging are shared by all the people, by all the communities. And by addressing this fundamental injustice, we can reduce the vulnerabilities that fuel conflict and move toward a future where dignity, peace, and compassion are the common ground of every community. After this, far we explain about what then we have done regarding all of these issues.
Thank you, Joseph. So, by the way, I am Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. I am Farhana Tekoken Wahab from the Philippines. I work with the Mindanao Tribe People Women Resource Center Incorporated. Thank you, Joseph. We delegates from the seven nations across Asia and Africa have just concluded a powerful 10-day learning exchange. Our time here in Indonesia has been incredibly enriching. We haven't just sat in conference rooms, we also have been in the field. So we carried out a series of deep intercultural dialogues, develop new skills in creative media, and perform field visits to diverse communities of Jakarta, Bandung, and Yogyakarta. We met with people with different faiths, visiting a church, temples, and Islamic boarding school, and experienced Indonesia's rich cultural heritage at first hand. So by this, we imagine a better community through the allocation of resources, capacity building and development, advocacy and policy engagement, awareness creation, creating partnership for promotion of digital space, human rights, and freedom of religion or belief.
Okay, thank you, Joseph and Far. And hello everyone, good afternoon. I'm Yuyun, representing Asian Muslim Action Network, Aman Indonesia, as knowledge management staff there. And from this cross-country learning, we have learned so much, we harvest the issues, we build the strategies intergenerational dialogue, international interactions. So as well as we connect with the governments, with the media and other stakeholders here. So from this kind of discussions, we highlighted about that this freedom of religion and or belief is the global issues that we have to address together, hand in hand, to preventing the narrative of violence, where it's not only disseminated in the online area but also in offline. So from these discussions, we have several recommendations to governments, to CSOs, to media, other private sectors, and etc., that we still need capacity building on youth on digital safety, digital literacy, from online to offline, as well as from offline to online, because what happens in online, it is also reflecting what happens in offline, and vice versa. So this capacity building with gender equality, disability, and social inclusion, Gen Z perspectives are what we need to always strengthen this movement, as well as these efforts to always, disseminating the peace narratives in digital platforms, to prevent misinformation and disinformation. And we also, from this journey, we reflect that we also need to learn how the extremist group are campaigning their propaganda, their narrative, that we need to look for the keywords or the strategy communication that they did, so they can influence widely, strongly. So strategy communication that we still need to build and strengthen, so that we can disseminate, spread alternative narrative as well as counter narrative in digital platforms. And okay, for the Gen Z perspective, it is also important. Why? Because it happens in all of the countries that somehow the narrative attacks women groups, as well as the minority or the vulnerable groups. For example, in Philippines, women who are wearing strict clothes or pants, and the interpretation, the society think that they are allowed to be raped, or they are allowed to be sexualizing women. It is also we have to address in this freedom of religion or belief issue. So that's why I think this also happened in Indonesia, in Nigeria, Kenya, and etc., as well as the religious interpretation, religious teaching. For example, we have this in Indonesia about the fatwa that is misleading, to labeling particular groups, something like that. And in Nigeria, in the context of Nigeria, they have Boko Haram, and it really shows that religious teaching and religious teaching can also be a tool for strengthen the extremist agenda. But we need to counter that, of course. So that's why with this perspective, we can see the intersectionalities as well as the layers of the factors of how to spread alternative narrative as well as counter narrative. And the second one is about we have to integrate with the international as well as national laws or regulation or like consensus, where each country, we think each country has their consensus. For example, we learn in Bandung 10 principles of Bandung from Asia Africa Conference, yeah, and we also remember about the SDGs or Budapest Convention on Cybercrime, as well as we have UN Security Council Resolution 2250 on youth, peace and security. And yeah, we believe that from those international laws or regulation and consensus, we can like integrate our movement, our activity, our actions to the religion, to the regulation, to the laws. So our movement, our action will be more stronger, more targeted, as well as more like sustainable and impactful. And for the third one is strong collaboration between relevant stakeholders that I have mentioned before. We connect with the state members, non-state actors, CSOs, media, etc., as well as religious leaders, cultural groups, and to strengthen the digital peace building initiative that we have implement in each country. And the fourth, we recommend to proliferation of awareness and sensitization campaigns, both online and offline, on digital safety, human rights, anti-violence, discriminations, especially online sexual gender-based violence, the violence against women, and peace building initiative, and gain intergenerational collaboration on online campaigns. Furthermore, it is important for every relevant entity, like the youth and digital platforms, should be responsible on the use of media platforms. It's not only for the users to take the responsibility, but also the tech companies, as well as the media. They should have like the guideline to prevent the extremist narrative, and etc. And the last is inclusive dialogue with tech companies for self-regulation and content moderation against harmful digital content. It is very important, crucial that we address during the discussion. Why? Because like in Indonesia, Nepal, and other, we can call it like having conflicts. The tech companies play a significant role to spread the narrative. So that's why we have to engage hand in hand with the tech companies, so it will mitigate the conflict in the society itself. So from this journey, we learn that every single religion teaches peace, kindness. So that's why we recommend all of the stakeholders to hand in hand to prevent the extremist the extremist narrative, as well as intolerance, discrimination, polarization, etc. To build this world more peaceful and friendly and kind for all of us, whatever our background are. Okay, that's all. I think for the recommendations, I would like to give it to my friend. Thank you.
Thank you very much to my colleagues. First, Joseph, for sharing with us the context in which we have all identified, and followed by Farhana, who gave us the methodology we have used during our stay here in Indonesia, and now to Union, who have also shared with us the recommendation that we have drafted in the course of our discussion up to this point. Mine will be to share with us all the call to action. First of all, my name is Habila Mohammed Kudu. I work with the Development Initiative of West Africa, DIWA, from Nigeria. And I'm also happy to join my colleagues in sharing this wonderful document we have produced during our stay on the cross-country learning exchange on youth, digital safety, and human rights here in Indonesia. Having shared the recommendation, we are using also this medium to call the relevant stakeholders to act upon this recommendation in the following direction. We call on the international, regional, national, and sub-national governments, as well as non-state actors, to provide the enabling environment and enforce laws and regulations and promote digital safety, human rights, and freedom of religion and belief. We believe that these recommendations may not be effectively impactful without the enabling environment. The enabling environment can only be created if we have laws and regulations that guide our engagement in the media space as well as in the community. The second also is we are also calling, appealing to donors and international organizations to prioritize strategies of investment through funding or fostering exchange learnings such as this, and also sustainability of initiatives that are geared towards promoting digital safety, protecting human rights, and the freedom of religion or belief in digital space through programs and interventions and implementation of do no harm and leave no one behind principles. This is very important to us for the international organizations as well as donor organizations to support initiatives and programs that are geared towards improving the situation around youth engagement, digital safety, and human rights protection by supporting programs and projects that continue to sensitize vulnerable communities, dialogue between divided communities on how to safeguard media space and ensure that our community is peaceful. We also appeal to the media and content creators to be responsible in creation and dissemination of online content. The media also have a contribution to make in ensuring that we amplify positive narrative that will promote peaceful coexistence and digital safety, as well as promote human rights, especially in the digital space. The media also have a strong impact to make in this direction by ensuring that we also have the key to change perspective of people. So we use this opportunity to ensure that our reporting are ethical and ensure that it resonates positively, thereby enhancing our peaceful coexistence within the media space as well as online. And lastly, we want to call on our constituency, the youth, to also remember that we are either directly or indirectly beneficiaries of conflict, violence, and any other disruption within the community. So it's important that we renew our covenant to our responsibility of ensuring that we build peace in our communities, ensure that communities have built resilience, and through preventing violent extremism in the digital space. So we are using this opportunity to share this communique with the media and the rest of the stakeholders to ensure that our message have enriched the relevant stakeholders, and we are hoping and praying that these recommendations as well as call to action and other information that we have shared will be used across various stakeholders and ensure that our communities, our media space is safe, where human rights violation is protected. We promote freedom of religion or belief and ensure that youth and women are engaged in decision making to ensure there is sustainability of these recommendations. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Di konteks Filipina di Mindanao itu mereka memang sebagai beneficiaries Jisra program dan juga mendapatkan dukungan dari Mensenmed and Misi gitu ya, lembaga donornya. Dan forum seperti ini memang dimanfaatkan sebagai cross learning country dan mereka juga mendapatkan banyak exposure dari teman-teman di Indonesia, negara-negara lainnya, dan mengkontekstualisasikan apa yang terjadi di satu negara dengan negara lainnya ke konteks negara mereka sendiri. Sehingga yang ingin saya tambahkan, di konteks kami di CSO Indonesia, kami juga belajar banyak dari negara-negara lainnya, bagaimana pendekatan mereka, strategi. Misalnya di konteks Nigeria ada isu Boko Haram, di mana terkait dengan pendidikan Western itu diharamkan, tetapi lalu ada inisiatif buku halal yang mengcounter ekstremis grup seperti itu. Lalu bagaimana di konteksnya Bangsa Moro, dan di konteks kerja Aman Indonesia sendiri kami menggunakan pengetahuan itu sebagai studi kasus di dalam training-training yang kami lakukan, bahwa ya isu ini tuh isu global dan harus di-address together, bareng-bareng gitu, sehingga collective awareness, collective action, collective networking dan lain sebagainya itu bisa memperkuat kerja-kerja kami di grassroots, di lapangan, from local to national and then regional and global, juga sebaliknya, atau kami biasa menyebutnya global ya, global to local, local to global. Jadi ya tadi juga di-address sama Joseph bahwa ini juga penting untuk di-highlight gitu ya, what's next. Tapi yang memang sering kami lakukan adalah exchange knowledge, exchange exposure, strengthening the networking. Itu salah satu modality yang harus terus kita hidupkan gitu ya, dan suburkan di dalam konteks kerja-kerja gerakan seperti itu. Terima kasih.